Rafael Nadal, and this is how I choose to welcome you to the Sports Chat on Star 103.5 FM. My name is Jones, ADZI, Jones RG. And this morning, we have a lot for you from the Ghana Premier League. And then we'll take you to the NBA because Hall of Famer Mutombo is no more. We'll be listening to tributes from the world of the NBA for the Hall of Famer. And then we'll take you to some tennis news. Yes, Coco Golf is in the news yet again for the good reasons. We'll bring you that as well. And then Yannick Sinner has been speaking. Yes, he's being investigated once again by the World Anti-Doping Association for some doping issues. And guys says, Charlie, I can't sleep. And then we'll also take you to the UEFA Champions League as well. So it is packed this morning. Don't forget that we are live on Facebook. Get to Facebook, Star 103.5 FM, Star is spelled STARR. And then do join us on Facebook as bringing you all the latest updates in the world of sports. All right, so Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri, of course, of the NBA, was one of the many people in basketball to speak about the tragic loss of Dikembe Mutombo on Monday. Mutombo, a basketball Hall of Famer who was one of the best defensive players in NBA history and a long-time global ambassador of the game, died on Monday from brain cancer, the league announced. He was 58. His family revealed 2 years ago that he was undergoing treatment in Atlanta for a brain tumor. The NBA said he died surrounded by his family. So, statement from Ujiri, it is hard to believe because he was, it is hard for us to be without that guy. You have no idea what Dikembe Mutombo meant to me. That guy, he made us who we are. That guy is a giant, an incredible person. So Mutombo last played during the 2008-2009 season, devoting his time after retirement to charitable and then humanitarian causes. He spoke 9 languages and founded the Dikembe Mutombo Foundation in 1997, concentrating on improving health, education, and quality of life for the people in Congo. So Dikembe Mutombo, a basketball Hall of Famer, was one of the best defensive NBA players in history and a long-time global ambassador of the game. Now, LeBron James has poured out some tributes to him. And funny enough, he says his fondest memory of Dikembe was when he fractured his face with an elbow. Let's get to listen to LeBron James.
Of Dikembe Mutombo, he fractured my face on my birthday in Cleveland with an elbow. I never even got an opportunity to tell him about that. But yeah, I don't remember how old I was in Cleveland, my first stint. And I think I was turning 22 maybe. He was in Houston. You can do you guys can do the research. Yep, he was in Houston. And I went to the hole and caught one of those Dikembe elbows. And if anybody know about the Dikembe elbows, they do not feel good. He fractured my face and I went to the hospital that night and I wore a mask for a little bit. Yeah, so that is my memory of Dikembe.
Right, so tributes has poured in for the NBA. Great. Okay, let's now come back to football. And, of course, in Ghana, before we move to tennis, let's talk about the Ghana Premier League, because the Ghana Premier League would continue today with 2 outstanding games as Kotoko take on Instruction Mind FC and Samatex play Bibiani Gold Stars. Coach Prosper Nateogum, speaking ahead of the game, believes that they know what they need to do to close the points and the gap on Midiama.
Yeah, I think we need to try as much as possible to make sure that we bury the chances that come our way early in the game, so that we can settle into the game, have our rhythm, and then get into our flow and make sure that we play within our game structure. So I think if we are able to convert the chances early, it will give us some stability and then rhythm in the game. Yeah, it depends on how it is managed by the technical staff and the players. It depends on how the interpretation is done to the players. They all know the magnitude of the victory in terms of where to place us on the league log. So they are already aware. A few of them have engaged me, and then it tells clearly that they know why we have to win tomorrow. So it's about we trying.
Right, that was Prosper Nateogum. Coach Yao Preko of Nsotraman FC, whose side have just one win and lie 15th. Yes, Nsotraman, the lie 15th. Coach of the side wants to avoid mistakes against Kotoko.
Yeah, like I said, every game in the Premier League is very difficult. So we just have to go back and then correct our mistake in a few days, and then make sure that against Kotoko, we have to be ready.
Right, so both games will be at 3 p.m. Kotoko taking on Nsotraman FC at the Linkley Sports Stadium in Ubuase, and then Samatex play host to Bibiani Gold Stars. Okay, before we move to the Champions League, let's do tennis, because Coco Golf has demonstrated great sportsmanship towards Naomi Osaka during their 4th round match at the 2024 China Open, and has captured admiration of fans worldwide. Now, the match was heading into a third set after Golf claimed the second 6-4, but then it was cut short when Osaka had to retire due to a lower back injury. So Osaka had won the first set 6-3, but her injury forced her to withdraw from the tournament. Instead of celebrating her victory, Golf showed great empathy, offering Osaka a hug and even volunteered to carry her bag. She also made sure to ask if Osaka was okay before walking off the court together. The moment didn't go unnoticed by fans, who quickly took to social media to praise Golf's act of kindness. So on Twitter or X, someone posted, "This is the sweetest moment." And another said, "When my 6-year-old daughter asked me about role models, this is the sort of thing I show her." Classy lady at Coco Golf there. So with Osaka retiring from the match, Golf advances to the quarterfinals, where she will now face Ukraine's Yulia Stradu-Botswe. Now, in the men's edition, Alcaraz has been in exceptional form at the Beijing Open, having cruised through his last 8 matches without dropping a single set. So his dominant performance sets up an exciting clash with Yannick Sinner, who advanced to the final after defeating Yang Chokete Bu. The much anticipated China Open final between Carlos Alcaraz and then Yannick Sinner is scheduled today at 5 p.m. So today, Wednesday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. at the Central Tennis Complex in the Chinese capital. Alcaraz holds a narrow 5-4 lead in their head-to-head meetings, including victories in their last 2 encounters this season. Alcaraz would play Sinner, who of course is being investigated by the World Anti-Doping Agency, and the guy says, "See, I've not been able to sleep at all."
You know, first of all, it's not a situation where I like to be in. No, it's a very delicate and difficult and also different situation. That what I know is that I always try to remind myself that I haven't done anything wrong, which already this gives you, a little bit head up. For sure, I had sleepless nights, during this time. Now again, it's gonna be not easy, but it's in my mind. I knew that this could happen potentially. Obviously disappointed that I am again in this situation, but I just try to stay somehow focused on my work and trying to do everything possible I can